Hi there. I thought I'd bring you along on a recipe. I'm going to make a beer batter and I'm going to fry some onion rings. I've done this with other foods as well, and I'll tell you that as I go along. But I kind of got started and I thought, wait, let's make this video. So in here I have 1 cup of flour and 3/4 cup of cornstarch. And then I need 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So 1 teaspoon of baking powder. It calls for 1 teaspoon of paprika, but I think it needs more. So, and you got to do it to taste. I've made this quite a few times already, and the paprika to us, it really wasn't very strong. So I'm putting in 3 tablespoons of paprika, and let's see, 1/2 teaspoon of kosher or sea salt. And my sea salt is so hard to come out of this little hole. Look at, they make like nothing. Look at that little tiny hole for this thing, and it's big. So I just drop it in. That gives it a little of a salty taste. And then 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. And again, I think that's too small. So, as you can see, our big pepper, we use pepper. We love pepper. I'm going to put in 1/2 teaspoon. And that's probably not even going to be enough. Okay. Then you kind of mix it up. And I put it in this bowl here so you could kind of see what's going on. Okay, just mix it up pretty good. And then this calls for 1 can of cold beer. I had my beer in the refrigerator, so it's cold, and I just pulled it out. It is very important that you keep it cold. You can buy just 1 12-ounce can if you have a neighbor, you know, who drinks beer. Grab it from a neighbor. It's definitely worth having this recipe. And the beer, there is no alcohol in it when it cooks down. When you cook it, it's fine. I also have my oil on right now, so it's getting hot. Okay, now, I don't want to make a commercial, so I'll hide my beer here. There. Hide my little beer. And then, let's pour it in. And you mix it up, and it kind of foams, and that's a good thing. The cornstarch, I really believe, is what makes this recipe so good. Like I said, I've used it before. I've cooked onion rings. We've done chicken and catfish with this recipe. We've also used, we put on, or I did, and we all tried it. I did French fries with this. I don't recommend it. It was kind of like a starch on a starch. You know, it really didn't taste all that good. Get out my whisk, if I can find my whisk. So get this out. Okay. Mix it up real good. And this is kind of a hollow or shallow pan. Probably should have mixed in something else and then dumped it in, but that's okay. I am a messy cook. My husband loves these onion rings. They're actually one of our favorites. And one of the things I did too, one day I cooked way too much fried food, and I froze a bunch of it. We had chicken, fish, and the onion rings, and I just cooked way too much. So I froze what was left over, and the next week I pulled it out and, you know, left it out to defrost. Then I put it into the oven. It came out awesome. Crunchy, just like I'd fried it right then and there. It was really good. I was very surprised and very happy. Okay, that's mixed up really good. So, I'm going to stick that over there. Put that in my water. Might use that. Another tip that I got when I watched this video was you don't want your fingers to get really dirty and gooey. So you want to have something else to be dipping with. So that's why I grabbed these, and I have a little skewer too. So I'm going to test my And test my fry here. Get a little bit of water on your hands, and yeah, it's sizzled. I don't know. Can you hear that? It's sizzling. There you go. Okay, so it is hot. I also have in here, I put in 1/4 cup of flour and 1/4 cup of cornstarch. You don't have to measure it out. This is just an extra thing, but what you want to do is put your onion rings or whatever you're frying into that before you put it into your batter, and it makes the batter stick even better. And my onion rings, I'm not going to be too picky about how many rings I pull off. And this is one onion. I cut up one onion, and that's probably going to be too much. Excuse me, onion for my husband and I. So last Friday, Rod said, you know what? I think I want lasagna and onion rings and BLTs next week. He never tells me, you know, what he's you know, hungry for. So I said, all right, let's do it. So today's Friday, and this is the last thing we need to make. So I was kind of excited for him to say, let's do this. So, yeah, I got a little bit of batter in there, but that's okay. And you just mix them up. And then I also prepared a plate with some paper towel over here. You want to have your salt, it's getting hot. You want to have your salt ready so you can salt it to taste. And whatever else you might want to put on there. And I have some chipotle, which Linda's Pantry turned me on to chipotle. Linda puts it in a lot of her different recipes, and I thought, well, I'll try that. And actually, I think I bought it to make her taco seasoning recipe, which I haven't made yet. It's so busy during the summertime, I don't get a lot of that stuff done. So, get these onion rings. And if you can see that, I hope you can. I'm just flipping these around using my little skewer, making sure that they're coated. And I did, at one point, have too much of the batter left over, so I saved it. And I used it within that week. You got to mix it up again, you know, because it'll change form. And it was okay. It was all right, but I don't think I'll do that again. You know, but it worked. Oh. Let's see, and I forgot my pot holder. This one here is sticking. It's kind of odd that sometimes it sticks even though it's in oil. I never understood that, but anyway. These are already done. Just going to flip them over. The oil that I have in the pan comes up to just about the top. There's just a slim part of the top that isn't under oil. So just flip those over. And some of you probably have a deep fryer. We don't have one. I don't really want one because we don't fry all the time. It's not something that I really want to get into because fry is not good for us, but is so yummy. So I did this back in February. And I had found the recipe, so it was all new. We probably had fried stuff 3 times that month. I said, that's it. Too much. But these are delicious. Look at how golden that is. And like I said, you can put them in the freezer and take them out days later and put them in your oven. And oh my gosh, they were delicious. And if you keep them in here long enough, the onion just melds right into that batter. It is amazing. We do like them. So tonight for dinner we're having hamburgers and brats and onion rings. My husband loves hamburgers and I like them too, but brats are my favorite, so that's my meal. Easiest recipe, it really is. And I'm not going to take you through the entire process here because this is going to take too long for an entire video. I'm going to let that one get cool because it's too hot. Now I'll break it and so you can hear the crunch. And then I have to taste it for you. And every once in a while you might see me moving I'm trying to get my Fitbit miles in. I realize that cooking, cleaning, you don't get a lot of Fitbit miles. So I started just walking. I'm just walking. I think if anybody walks by my house, they think I'm crazy because I just move. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah. These are good. Very good batter. One thing I love about YouTube, you find all kinds of cool recipes. I also watch Linda's Pantry all the time. She has great recipes. Southern Plate, awesome recipes. She has cookbooks out too, and that's still too hot. And the Wolf Pit. If you guys haven't been to the Wolf Pit, you got to go there because he has some awesome recipes. And I will take you along on making one of his. That's really hot. Okay, hold on. Can you hear that? Oh, crispy. Look how good that is. It's delicious. The onion is tender, but not super duper cooked, so it doesn't meld in there yet, but delicious. I love that. I don't have myself a plate. Oh well. Okay. So YouTube, that is it for today. That is one of the best recipes that I have found. One of our favorites. If you like the video, definitely give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment. And let me know how you like it if you do try it. Thanks for watching. Bye.